I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Alright, I watched a video that made me have these really mixed feelings, and I don't understand the video. I don't understand. I just don't understand it. My brain is like fried. I just feel like I had my brain fried in a pan with... So somebody just took out half... I feel like someone just took out half of my brain, and while I was like dead asleep, and fried it and ate it in front of me with like mixed in with some steak. Like that's what I feel like. I feel like I just lost half of my brain. Because the video was saying how women need to add fruit and carbs during their menstrual cycle. What? Okay, here's why I'm confused. All hormones are made with fat. I don't feel any different whether I add the carbs in or not. There's some days I drink way less carbs than others. And yes, the carbs I take in, they're drinks, for those who don't know. In fact, the carbs, if I eat the carbs, I'm actually more full. What the video was saying was how, and I think they're subscribed to me, so hopefully they don't like freaking start yelling at me, because I'm not trying to like bash them completely, but it's just like the premise is just what? So she was saying how, okay, leptin lowers during your cycle, and so you would often add in your carbs because the lowering, like near your cycle, so that so that all these hormones can go back up, because like your leptin, your progesterone, all that stuff tanks before your cycle. And I'm going to tell you right now, my sleep quality is awful before my cycle, and I think it's because I include certain carbs. Now, I know she's probably going to say, well, all women are different, but here's the thing. It's not about the length of sleep. It's about the quality. So if there's a night where you only sleep 6 hours, don't sweat it. Okay? If you need a nap, if you're more likely to nap before your menstrual cycle, do it. If you can fit it in, do it. Or if you can afford to, do like a biphasic thing like I do, where maybe you don't have to do the longer stretches of time in between each phase. What you could do is like go to bed at 9, maybe if you wake up at like 12:30, get up at 12:30, go do something, draw, read, something. Go back to bed at 1:30, wake up at like, 5, 5:30, 6, whatever time, right? Go to bed when you feel tired. And I say this because when I want carbs during my PMS, it doesn't feel like I feel like I need this or something will happen. It's the usual, I'm craving it, just give it to me. And I don't handle stress as well either. So when I'm under a lot of stress, I crave carbs more. When I'm under Now, I limit myself, yes. I'm still really good at limiting. There's a certain amount I allow myself to have each day. So I will limit that. I'll be like, okay, I already had this much. I've got to just find something to distract me at this point. I'm not going to go over this limit. I'm not going to let myself do this. I don't feel, it's the exact same feeling I feel when I'm stressed out. My mom upsets me, I want some dang kombucha. When things go wrong with my home care worker, dude, I want a freaking cocoa and I want it right now. That's the same feeling I get when I'm PMSing. I'm like, because I'm under stress on top of it, I'm tired. Like, when I'm tired. And that's how it always is, right? When you're tired, I just want this and I want it right now. I don't care what happens, right? It's the exact same thing. I don't feel anything different. In fact, there have been days, I think even before my menstrual cycle, where I've been full carnivore. And you know what? I think there was one time I was full carnivore, like before my cycle, and my PMS was amazing. Like I barely had any symptoms. I'm not saying to not include carbs, but these people confuse me because it's like they were full carnivore, right? And they're like, so something has to change. Something. I don't know what I don't know what else to do other than add this and this and this back in. It's confusing to me. I don't know if it's because maybe they came to carnivore later than I did. At a later age. Because I came to keto at 23. And then I came on to carnivore at like 20. It was 23. And then a year and a half, 2 years into keto or so, about June, July, I started more toward keto carnivore, where I was doing like maybe some berries and meat. And then I started being more meat-centered, even more so than ever before, taking out the fiber. And to this day, I really don't eat a lot of fiber. Yes, on the rare occasion, I will have mustard pickles. Or if somebody has coleslaw from a restaurant and they don't want to eat it, I'll eat it. I like coleslaw. Right? That's only on occasion, right? It's a birthday. Oh, I'll have some cake. Just a little piece, right? I don't deny myself carbs, but I don't see the benefit. Like, all your hormones are governed by fat, right? So how are carbs going to help your hormones? It just makes no sense to me. The logic. And think about this for a moment. Dead of winter and your period's starting. And this is 250,000 years ago. Are you going to be able to get some carbs into you before your period starts? No, you're going to probably end up walking around like a freaking monster because you don't... my brain, y'all. I'm not going to say that I'm a hypocrite. I'm not going to deny this, but I did have some carbs, okay? Don't get me wrong, that could be partially why I'm fried and not understanding half of this, but like, I'm not sitting here and saying the carbs are doing anything for me. I'm not claiming there's any benefit. I don't believe there is. I don't believe there's harm, but I don't believe there's benefit either. It's when people like outwardly say that they help. That's where it baffles me, because it just doesn't sound right to me. It doesn't make any logical sense, because if you go back 250,000 years ago, and it was the Ice Age, you barely had anything, and it was a lot colder back then. So think about this. Actually, let's even go 350,000 years ago. Think about this. We're in the Ice Age. There's literally nothing, okay? There's no fruit growing. Good luck trying to find even a vegetable, a tuber of any kind. What are you going to eat? Your cycle is approaching. You're a woman 350,000 years ago. What are you going to eat? Or are you? Are you going to eat? Are you going to eat? Even though you might not feel, maybe you're not quite as hungry. You just don't feel, the hormones change. Your body adapts. Things happen. Your body will say, oh, I don't think I need to eat nearly as much today. Sometimes your body will say, oh, I really need to eat a lot today. Today is like one of these days where I cannot stop eating. Now, what I will agree with is she said, sometimes you don't want to fast. And I don't fast because I am not overweight. I am at least 10 pounds under where I'd like to be. I have maintained it, so I mean I'm not sad about that, but I would like to gain more. I don't fast, and I never will. I don't choose to unless I start gaining a whole bunch of weight just randomly. Right? Then I might try it, but for now, I'm not going to fast. I don't care. I don't want to do that. I'm not saying don't eat carbs, go carnivore. That's never what I've ever said. Now, for somebody who's like 300 pounds, dude, don't just drop the carbs as low as you can look, if you really, really, really can't, make it veggies. Okay, you cannot, I'm sorry. You will not lose weight eating the sweet things. I'm sorry. You won't. You won't. Cut the diet sodas even. Cut the diet drinks, y'all. Cut the sweet things out. You're 300 pounds, right? Cut the sugars. If you really want something else extra, eat some veggies. Make salads. Don't make them huge. Yeah, don't do that. You're gonna kill your stomach even more. Yeah, don't do that. Just eat some salad on the side. Maybe a little. Yeah, just. Because I'm a woman and I don't see a benefit either way, I'm trying to picture it. Like, you're gonna feel horrible when you're PMS. It's inevitable. It doesn't matter what you do. When you're PMSing, I'm an angry little biatch. Dude, you don't want to mess with me. It doesn't matter if I eat carbs or not. It doesn't matter. I am still a raging biatch, and I will yell at everybody. In fact, it's probably worse. If I cut the carbs out, I'd be like, okay. I'd probably get angry for like a second or two and then be like, look, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me there. I'm just, ugh. Don't mind me. I'm having a blah, 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 blah. You know? My brain. Where did it all go? Where did my brain go, y'all? I don't know. I need my brain back. I can't understand this. My brain is, everything is like spinning. It feels like, I don't get it. The video just fried me. I'm not trying to bash her. I'm not trying to bash these people, but like, seriously, what do carbs do? They raise your blood sugar and they raise your insulin. Right? They do. How does that? Why would you want to gain weight? Like, if you gain weight super easily and you don't want to keep gaining and losing, why not maintain it by not eating the carbs? Right? the weight gain issue on the carnivore, that's another thing that's like baffling to me, because like Dr. Barry anyway has even said like when you gain weight, it's because your body fluctuates anyways, and it's trying to tell you might need some nourishment before you really I don't know. I've never gained weight, like I've said, so I don't know, but like I do think too, even if you do have metabolic damage, I don't see this as a reason to add carbs back in. I would just wait it out until after your cycle, and when you can fast, when you're comfortable to fast, and you have a bunch of weight on you that you don't want, I might consider a fast. Right? That's what I would do. Just don't fast during your cycle, right? Force it down. Like, if you have trouble eating, but at the same time you want to eat, like, just eat what you can. Eat smaller meals less frequent. Eat smaller meals more frequently, and then just, I don't understand. What is going on? What is this? What is happening? There's so many women saying this, but it just makes no sense. Is it just because I'm younger? Because I don't feel a benefit either way. I feel like the carbs are actually hurting me, and I just don't really realize it. I really do. I feel like they fry me. They just, me as a whole, cook my insides from the inside, cook me from the inside out. They just, I don't know. Is this because I'm younger and don't need the carbs necessarily? I don't get it, because we lived into our hundreds. I'm sure we did a long, long time ago. Maybe not 350,000 years ago, because it was so cold and we would slip and fall probably a lot of the time because of the ice. It was probably hard to find somebody who lived into their hundreds, because they had run-ins with wildcats. They had run-ins with like probably some kind of bears or something. They got kicked by their prey, because the prey they would hunt down would be huge. They would be, they would slip and fall into a hole. They would die of hypothermia, left out in the cold, because maybe they were kicked out of the tribe. So many things. But I'm sure there was the oddball that lived maybe to 100 years ago, and the body actually looks a lot younger than we think it is. Right? I'm sure there was. Maybe it's rare to find. It's probably rare to find, but I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to say that it's not true either. This is what I mean. What did we do? What is happening? Why are we suddenly claiming that carbs are going to benefit us? I still don't get this. I know I did a video on this before, but it's just like, why? There's even some men doing this, though. You got to understand that. There's even some men doing this. It just, my brain, y'all. And I noticed with one of her videos, she kept stuttering. And this is, like, again, not to bash her, but I noticed, I think carbs make me do that too. I think that's why I mess up wording, right? I just did there. And I did earlier. Like, I think that's why. Because I've noticed the less carbs I eat and the more carnivore that I stay, I tend to be more articulate and can speak more confidently, and I don't freak my words up. Verbs. Yes, my verbs. See? What is happening? Look, I think these carbs are affecting people's brain in such a minute little, like such minute ways that they don't realize. They think they feel carbs do make you feel good. Guys, carbs do make you feel good because they raise your blood sugar and make you energetic temporarily. Then what happens? You come crashing down and then you're back to square one. I'm not going to sit here and say that doesn't happen to me because I'm pretty sure it does. Either that or I am affected mentally by it. I know I'm affected mentally by it. Holy crap. You hear me stuttering. Ugh. So what is this? Are they just... What is this? How do we know it's not an emotional thing? How do we know that? When I eat carbs, consume carbs, it feels the same as if I consume it due to just a legitimate craving from dude, this happened today. I'm going to make a kombucha. I'm going to pour a cup of kombucha. I don't care what anyone says. Right? It's the same dang feeling. So, you're going to feel horrible. Hormones change during your menstrual cycle. It's natural. It is. I don't understand this thing about hormones and carbs. I just don't. Because my hair isn't any better, whether I include carbs or not. My sleep isn't any better. In fact, it's probably worse. I find I have recorded myself and I've heard sounds that a full day of carnivore, the following night I don't make. I don't know if I stop breathing at some point or if I just make a noise like that or something and it just sounds weird on the recording. I don't know. But hormones are going to change. It happens. They're going to tank temporarily. It doesn't feel good, but it's the natural course, is it not? We've always done that. It's always happened. And now suddenly we're making these claims that carbs are going to benefit. The logic, what? I have a bad feeling that she's going to say that I really don't want to come across that way, but I just can't wrap my head around it. My carb-fueled brain at the moment, it just feels like it's been halved. I feel like Frank Tufano came in the night, gouged half my brain out, and said, "Here, this is cow brain, y'all." And then he fried it up with some steak and said, "Here, this is a rare treat for me because I normally don't eat this. It's really fat." Right? These kinds of videos, all these people coming out and saying this. What proof do we have? Where is the actual... Do we have proof? Is there, have people taken the blood and tested the hormones or however the heck you do these leptin and ghrelin tests? Have they tested this? Of course carbs are going to raise your ghrelin, or leptin. You know why? Because carbs also raise your insulin. No duh. I don't like those roller coasters. I don't like them. I don't think anyone should like them. Do you really feel different adding in the carbs? Really? Do you really? Or do you just feel, emotionally, I feel so much better. Is that what it is? Or do you feel like a sudden high and then do you come crashing down? Tell me the real truth. What happens half an hour after eating those carbs? What happens? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I will sometimes come crashing down. And I don't eat that many carbs in a day or consume that many carbs in a day. But I do. I have had moments where I'm suddenly like, ugh. And I'm like, well, no, duh. Please. My brain is hurting. My whole body is hurting trying to figure this out. Ugh, my brain is like is taking all of the energy out of my body right now, trying to figure this all out. The explanation doesn't even make sense. Where is the paper proving this? I think normally she brings up papers, right? It just, again, I don't think it will hurt you if you want to. I can't stop you. But number one, the carbs were what got you to the unhealthy weight that you were. And also, number two, this isn't what we did 150,000 years ago. We couldn't just grab carbs whenever we wanted. They're not going to help you, but they're not going to hurt you either. I really don't think they're helping you in the way that you think. The only reason the carbs are raising your leptin is because it's raising your insulin. Right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? This isn't some magical, like, sudden... How is this suddenly going to make you lose weight if you're having trouble losing weight on regular carnivore? How? Please, someone help me. God, help me. I don't understand. I don't. I just don't. I say I'm going to get rid of carbs and then I don't either. And it's just like, why am I doing this to myself? Why? What? I don't benefit either way. I don't feel any different. In fact, I'd probably feel better. I probably would. Definitely would stop stuttering. And just, oh my God. I can't. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Guys, again, don't take this like, oh, you hate us because we eat carbs. I eat carbs. And I'm almost regretful every time I do. I don't think it's helping me. I don't think it's doing anything for me. It hurts, if anything. I don't feel in fact, there was a point in time where I stopped eating carbs for like, I think 2 or 3 days. And my appetite went through the freaking roof. And I started just chowing down on that meat. Hard. Guys, I really don't think these carbs are the magical cure. There's a reason they make you feel good. And there's a reason you're tired on your menstrual cycle. Hormones do change. Right? It doesn't mean we need to eat carbs. It's not what that means. Just because look, there's people out there, there's actually women too out there that say, if I eat any kind of carb, I will go all in. So I have to stay carnivore. There are women out there that say that. Menopausal ones too. I don't think these carbs are helping me. I don't. They might actually be hurting me. It's just when you're under a lot of stress, you can't always you can't always make your brain just overrides everything else. Like your drive to just do something. And I don't have junk food in this place, okay? I don't have junk food. Okay, there's only specific things I get. And there's only specific amount I'm allowing myself each day. Okay? So but this because usually what ends up happening with these people that go back to eating carbs is they eventually go back to the standard diet again. I have seen it play out so many times before. Hungry fat chick, for example. Okay? Yes, I found out she started eating the junk food again. All in, y'all. All in. Please, just what is this? I want to know. Because Dr. Berry still, to this day, says that we don't need carbs. There's no essential carb. He only says that if you think you do better, see how you do, right? But honestly, I feel like that is more of a... I feel like it's more of a... what is it called? Placebo effect. Because I know what the placebo effect is. I've had it before. I thought the melatonin that I used to take for sleep back when I had really bad sleep issues, I thought that was helping. Guess what? I wake up feeling like I just was drunk and I came back from a freaking bar. I know I'm rambling, you guys, but just the craziness that's my brain. I can't wrap my head around it. I can't. I just wish I could stop my brain from telling me, hey, stop eating the carbs, girl. Because my brain is like, I want a cocoa right now, right? And I only make one, or I want a kombucha, and I only give myself one serving, but still, I wish I could stop my brain from doing that. And I know that I can. It's the same feeling with the PMS. It's just the craving is a lot stronger. I want this and I want it now. I don't think it's my body telling me anything though. Because I'm much more of a biatch. I'll say that. Okay? I am a biatch. I've been a biatch this week. Okay? I have been a biatch to so many people in my private life. And I'm not proud of it. Not proud of it. So, and what's her name? Emma from Homestead How? I don't see her eating any kind of carbs. At least not on the regular. What is this? Please help me out here. Please. Sure, yeah, everybody's different, blah, blah, blah. We're not so different on the inside, really. We're not so different. Genetics, a little bit. But the Inuits don't eat carbs, especially the more traditional they eat. They really don't eat a lot of carbs, if any at all. Look, are the Inuits in the dead of winter digging for tubers? The the ground is still frozen over. Just please, somebody. I don't want people screaming at me, okay? If I feel like, I might be a little bit more touchy in this video. If somebody starts like calling me out, calling me names and all that stuff, like, you know nothing, you are clearly uneducated, blah, 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 I might consider deleting some of those and not approving them, because that's not what I want in this video. I don't want that in my comment section in this video, because this video is purely based on my confusion. Okay? I don't want people just, you know nothing, you're clearly uneducated, you don't know anything. Nobody knows everything. And don't think that you do either. Come on! Nobody knows everything. But we can think things through with logic, can't we? And common sense. And time travel. And putting ourselves in a hypothetical environment. And I always like to do that because then we know, right? Then we know. We know. Then we can figure it out for ourselves. Okay. I still have carbs in my fridge. I have pickles. I have kombucha. I got another jar of pickles. I actually have not eaten pickles for probably about a week and a half. Maybe. Excuse me. And then I ate some again. I'm not saying they're helping me, but they're not hurting me either. I don't know. Those are probably the only kinds of carbs. Like, they don't do anything. Just bloat my stomach up, and I think I actually probably should stop them. But I really want to become the bigger person. I know I keep saying I'm going carnivore. I know I said that, but this time I'm going to be straight and say, like, my brain does, when I'm stressed, go into this mode of, I'm going to at least have 1 cup of kombucha and I don't care what anyone says. And yes, I make that one, like, I do only make that one, like, look, okay, I already had that 1 cup of kombucha. I already had that 1 cup of cocoa. I cannot have any more now. I've got to cut the crap. And then what I do is I just suffer through it. I suffer through it. It's literally like when a drug addict stops their drugs and they go through the worst of their withdrawal, but yet they're still feeling the pull. Like, I really want to use again. But they're really devoted to their goal of staying sober, right? It's the exact same thing. So please, guys, if I start getting comments like, oh, you're so judgmental and blah, 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 and you don't know anything because all women are... I might delete those. I might actually delete those. Because I am not making this video just to have the banter like that. I might. Okay? I just want the confusion settled before my brain is completely gouged out by Frank Tufano. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. I know it's a bit more of a touchy subject. I'll see you all in the next one. And I'll, yeah. Later, guys.